All right. Welcome to the Alford Sports Talk Show. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We're going to have an outstanding show. I'll go ahead and get right into it.
The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. Your host is here for the show tonight to interview our special guest, show highlight the Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, and racing. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show. The Alford Sports Talk Show.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Alford Sports Talk Show. Definitely, we're going to get this show started. Sorry about the technical difficulties. For those people who are trying to call in, you'll have to do chat because I quote, unquote, what Blog Talk said. We're experiencing technical difficulties and you cannot log on. That's why it's always good to have a backup plan. The show doesn't stop when difficulty happens. We keep rolling here on the Alford Sports Talk Show. In fact, we have a lot to go over, a lot to discuss, and a lot of great news here tonight on the Alford Sports Talk Show. First and foremost, let me go ahead and thank my wonderful sponsor and sponsors with an S. So let me go ahead and welcome you guys in. Want to thank our show sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Feel free to visit Chef G's right here at anywhere if you like. You have choices. You can visit them right here, 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. If you can't come down to Tampa, that's all right. Visit my great friend Chef G's right here at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. You cannot forget that delicious, great sauce of Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. There we go. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. In fact, we're going to go ahead and play another song by none other than Sam Scola Songs. And want to thank Sam Scola Songs and his wife, Mary, for the great music. All of the music you're going to hear tonight is provided by Sam Scola Songs. We're going to play a song right now, the second song of the night. The beginning song was Sam Scola Songs. Now we're playing song number 2, and that is none other than the Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song. So let's play that song, and let's go.
Comes in four varieties, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, Florida Gold Honey Mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, serve on fish fish and vegetables, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Get yourself that Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, folks. Don't forget to get it right there at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com, or come on down to 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. Can't go wrong with that. That's for sure. Check it out. And yes, we have added here at the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show 2 additional sponsors. That is correct. So, let me go ahead and let the hat out of the bag right away, let you guys know. And I'm going to talk more about this a bit later in the show, but we want to thank you, CTE ME Mortgage. CTE ME Mortgage for being one of the 2 additional sponsors we have added here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. We're extremely grateful, extremely proud to bring you guys this great news. I'm going to talk more about CTE ME Mortgage a bit later in the show. If you need a house, don't worry about having that large down payment. You don't have to worry about it all. My friend Kurt McCrae, give him a call or text him 346-527-7564. Again, it's 346-527-7564. Or you can go ahead and visit the website ctcmemortgage.com. Again, that's ctcmemortgage.com. You don't have a large down payment, no worries. Kurt told me directly, you don't have to worry. There's great programs, great opportunities for you to get involved. If you need a refinance, you need anything to do about homes, Kurt is the man. He services both Florida, where I'm at right here, and Texas. So definitely got 2 states covered. Call or visit CTE ME Mortgage right there. CTC ME Mortgage, CTC ME Mortgage, or you can go ahead and visit Kurt McCrae. Call him or text him 346-527-7564. I'm going to talk more about CTC ME Mortgage a bit later. Thank you again, CTC ME Mortgage. So I got to make sure I edit that for you guys. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and continue a lot of things that happened here today that was a little bit. There we go. CTC Mortgage ME. CTC ME Mortgage. There you go. CTC ME Mortgage. And then again, the website, ctcmemortgage.com. And last but not least, Kurt McCrae. Call or text 346-527-7564. Get yourself those shiny keys for a beautiful home, or save your home if you need to for refinance. Kurt got you covered. So I'll talk about the other sponsor a bit later in the show, but I definitely wanted to go ahead and give you guys some great insight on the UFL news, some UFL news. It was exciting. For those who don't know, it was really cool that this happened. I was able to go ahead and go to Arlington, Texas for the inaugural UFL first game 1, season 1, and it was fantastic. I had put this kind of like on my calendar of things to do for a few months, even when the season ended. This is why you cannot give up in life, folks, because there was a lot of challenges. There was, just like it was for the owners who talked about it in the press conference, Danny Garcia, as well as Russ Brandon. They talked about the transition being tough. You had the USFL fans, you had the XFL fans. We're better. They're better. You're better. We're better. You're better. You suck. We're good. It was one of those things of rivalry instead of the fact that they joined and merged. It wasn't as much coming together. I can actually sentiment that when I was with the XFL to transition to UFL, it was a difference. I mean, not to say, that's what happened when things merge, but I persevered. I didn't give up. I stuck with my guns that I was going to go ahead and help out the league. I stuck to that, stayed persistent. Opportunity came up for me to go to the game. I went ahead and jumped on it. Even going down there, the flight, there was things, I won't go into all the details, but there were some things that kind of was like trying to prevent me from reaching my goal. And I didn't let it stop me. I kept a good attitude about it, kept going forward. And lo and behold, it was outstanding. The game, first and foremost, star-studded event. You had The Rock show up there, which I expected The Rock to be there. The Rock was there, Danny Garcia, but guess who else was there? On top of that, if that wasn't enough, you had Deion Sanders there and Troy Aikman. And people was mad at me because they said, hey, you didn't tell us that Deion Sanders and Troy Aikman was going to be there. Well, guess what? I found out on the field. I found those two guys. I found out on the field that they were going to be there. I knew The Rock was going to be there. I will tell you that much. That was not a surprise. I expected him to be there. He was there. I expected him to be there way before they gave me official notification he was going to be there. But I expected The Rock to be there and Danny Garcia, of course. But yes, it was crazy, but I knew Dion was going to be there because I I overheard someone say it on the field. That's what happened. But I was able to get pictures there. You can check out all those pictures there that I have on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. But yeah, it was awesome. And then it just felt like the game before I knew it was already starting. Like usually there's a little bit of a slow down period and then the game comes on. It felt like as soon as I got up on the field, I had about 20, 30 minutes of kind of like silence of me to kind of do a couple of videos, letting you guys know I was there. Then after that 20, 30 minutes, it just went, woof. It was just real fast pace before I knew it, they were kicking off. And it happened that fast. The game was awesome. I would have to say that I was a bit surprised, that it felt like the Arlington Renegades were in control of this game. It really felt that way. They were doing great on defense. They were doing, very, very good on offense. And, not as great as I know what they can do, but they were doing well enough to be in control of the game. And they made that big play, Luis Perez. But that's why there's 2 quarters in the game, and that's why there's 60 minutes in a football game. They let their guard down a little bit towards the halftime, last 3 seconds. They let a big bomb from the Birmingham Stallions go and score. That completely changed the whole context of the game. I was thinking that, okay, they were going to go into halftime, regroup, settle down, come back on the third quarter just as strong as they did in the first half. That wasn't the case. It seemed like that big play was in their head, and they played accordingly. They didn't. I don't even believe they did score a little bit later on, but they had let Birmingham Stallions just kind of just take over the game, just score, score, and score, and it was disappointing in a way because I didn't expect that, and I didn't expect them to not have that resolve to fight back. You fought against the DC Defenders. It is a little different though. The team isn't exactly the same. For what I heard and got some insight, is that a good 30 to 40% of the players did not come back. So it is a different feel. So that could have played into it, but ultimately the Birmingham Stallions took over the game, and that was pretty much it. From that point on, they didn't look back, dominated and scored. But folks, that was awesome. I'm going to put the video up later tonight. It's been really crazy busy for me to kind of put out a lot of content. I apologize to some of the people I owe some interviews to. I apologize to some of the people who expected some pictures. It has been very crazy for me to kind of get the content out. I can't just put content out just to put it out, meaning I can't just take some pictures and then boop, put it out. I have to make sure people get tagged, make sure people get credited, make sure it's done right. So it is a little thorough for me to go ahead and just put out content, but I promise you I will get all the content out. Because I did travel this week, the last weekend, that kind of put me back a little bit as far as my normal routine, but I will get back on track and get the content out. Expect to see a lot more posts this coming up week. I don't try to overdo the posts, try to spread it out a bit, but I'm going to have the pace a little bit higher up this coming up week. But yeah, I would just say that you'll see that cool thing that The Rock said when I did the press conference. You will get a chance to see that. And I think that'll be a great thing for you guys to see. I will release that. I'll put it up later tonight, early this morning, so you guys get a chance to check it out. But yeah, it was awesome. It was, it was the first game of the season. Nobody's gonna win a season or win the record of the season in the first game. So if you're Arlington Renegades, you got more time to go. But this is a learning experience that you got to bounce back when someone does score. For the Birmingham Stallions, it was a good trial out period. They have to decide whether they're going to go with the 2 quarterback system or one. And, they did start off the game slow. I do feel as if, it's the first game of the season. There is training camp, but there is no preseason games in the UFL. So you got to give guys a little bit more time for them to kind of find their stride and do their thing. So those things are to be expected, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. And having said that, I watched the other games. I did want to say a couple things about that. I did want to go ahead and kind of just tell some of the players and some of the coaches what I felt happened was they saw that I was at game one and I was in Texas. I felt as if some of the players that were from the Guardians, I'm not mentioning anybody's name, but I just got the feeling from the vibe I was getting from some of the players that knew me from the Guardians and are on the Brahmas that they expected me to be at their game because I was in Texas. I wasn't on Texas on Saturday. The Brahmas played on Sunday. Let me explain that a little bit. Sunday was Easter Sunday. The only selling point where you're married, you'll understand this. But the selling point that I did have was that I promised my wife I was going to take the first flight or earliest flight back to Tampa so we could go ahead and celebrate Easter as a family. That was my selling point. I could not make both games in Texas. I know one was in Arlington, the other one was in San Antonio. It's not around the corner. There is a bit of a drive. There is a gap. So could I have technically made the game if I was going to be there Sunday? Yes. However, it was not meant to be in the cars. It was Easter weekend. That's why we did not have a show on Friday. It was Good Friday. I don't do a Allen Alford Sportsbook show on Good Friday. And so Saturday was kind of like, it was still that Easter weekend, but Saturday wasn't, Good Friday or Easter, so to speak. So Saturday I went to the game. Sunday I flew back. That's what happened. So before noon, I got back in my house by 11:30 a.m. And I was in the home and time enough to see the San Antonio Brahmas game. I didn't miss 1 minute. I had got there in plenty of time to watch it, but I apologize to some of the players who assumed or kind of felt I was going to be at their game as well as game one. Logistically, I could not make both games. I know that I'm usually a guy that shows up to everything, but logistically, it was just tough for me. And having a family, I couldn't miss spending time with the family. That was the only thing too. So that's why I did not show up at that game. That was one of the reasons why I would say I would give this weekend for the UFL a little bit of a pass. I know that they expected bigger numbers as far as attendance, but it was Easter weekend. You have to put that into account because when I made my travel arrangements, that was something I was thinking about. That was something on the mind. And had it not been for me keep giving my word and making this in advance that I was going to be at game one, it would have been tough for me to make game one. So I kept my word. I was at game one. I didn't commit to more than that. And also keep in mind that every game for the UFL, for me personally, Allen Alford, the Allen Alford Sports Talk show, is an out of state game. There's no games here that are in Orlando anymore for me. A 2-hour drive, I would say 2-hour drive, I would say 2.5 with traffic. It really should be an hour and let's say 20-minute drive. It's really now the way things are about 2 to 2.5 hours each way with traffic. Traffic makes the biggest difference, but it's not a situation where I can even drive 2.5 hours with traffic anymore. Every single UFL game is out of state for me. And that's important for me to tell you that because, that's how committed I am to helping the UFL make it. They still need your support. They still need for you guys to buy the tickets. They need for you to post up stuff on social media. Hey, I'm going to tell you from a guy who lost his team, the Orlando Guardians, and you had a lot of people complain, but I will say this much about 20% of the people I would say who did complain had a right to complain because they were very, very good ambassadors of the league. What I mean by ambassadors, they would show up to the games, they would buy merchandise, they would post up things that they did. They were very influential in not just sharing the wealth, but bringing people along. Outside of that, you didn't get as much support. But as soon as the team decided to fold under and not come back, everybody wants to complain. If you want spring football and you want it to last, you have to go out and support this team, which leads into the next point about what I was going to talk about. And that is for prospective players, how difficult is it to make it to the UFL? It's extremely difficult. It is extremely difficult for you to make it to the UFL. I know there's a lot of people who talk to me, a lot of people I've met who tried out for the XFL, who still to this day want to make it to the UFL. It's extremely difficult to make it. Okay. 1.3% is the percentage of people who actually play in the NFL. In this league, you had 16 teams between the two leagues, USFL, XFL. Now you're down to 8. Out of the 400 players that are in the UFL, 315 of them have some type of NFL experience. It's not easy to make this to the league. In fact, I'll post it up too. One of the players, I even asked them about that. Hey, talk about your journey for you to make it this far, because it's not easy for you to make it to UFL. It's something you should be proud of. It's not something that it's just a walk in the park. Having said that, if you get an opportunity to play in arena football, you should take it. Reason why I say that is because every single AFL game is going to be televised on the NFL network. You got to take advantage of it. If you want to, if I know people are disappointed in make it to the league, but hey, if an opportunity for arena football comes up, you got to take it. And, you never know who knows somebody. I won't spill too much publicly, but I will say the coaches that are watching the arena football, some of them do have connections to the UFL. You have to always understand it. You're always auditioning. You always have to look as an opportunity for you to showcase your talent. Playing arena football, NFL Network, you'll be on there. You will get some airtime. And again, some of the coaches, I notice even working in media, players know players, coaches know people. You ball out in arena football, trust me, you're only a few degrees of separation to you in the UFL, and then from there to the NFL. So you got to take advantage of the opportunities. And then also what's going on is that I definitely am going to look to I'm going to another UFL game. I don't know which one just yet. I have to kind of look at the schedule. I did look at the schedule. I have a good idea of which game, but it's not finalized as of yet. And yes, I will be at the UFL Championship game too. So there's going to be more UFL coverage I'm going to give you guys. And I'm going to go to more games. I will keep you in tune on to that. Much more to come on that. So we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL news. But before we do that, we're going to play a sports themed song by Sam Scola Songs right now on the Alford Sports Talk Show. Let's play that sports themed song for you right now. All right, that's a sports theme song by Sam Scola Songs. So definitely appreciate Sam Scola songs. All the songs here tonight are sang by Sam Scola Songs. Really appreciate that. There you go, guys. That's the social media right there. You can find me there. Also, if you wish to as well, definitely do the live chat is available at YouTube, and that's open right now. Please subscribe to you while you're there. Please subscribe to YouTube. I did want to say I apologize that the call-in number is down. So if you do want to communicate with me, you'll have to do the chat of all nights for this uh, for it to give me some technical difficulties tonight. But we don't let that stuff stop us. We do not. Definitely want to go ahead and thank another great sponsor to the team, none other than Pushpin Adventures. Pushpin Adventures, folks. Want to thank them for joining the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show team. Hey, if you need to kick back, you need to relax, you need to travel to UFL game, want to go ahead and do that. NFL game, need to go ahead and take that little trip, a little getaway, and you want to combine some tickets to the game, definitely go ahead and check out Pushpin Adventures. They have some awesome deals there. Not only that, I was even looking at, they have great cruise. You know, you don't want to cook Thanksgiving dinner? They have an awesome cruise for you and a lot more at pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Or you can go ahead and call Monique at 626-838-1006. Again, that's Monique at 626-838-1006. Kick back, relax, book yourself an awesome trip. You got to check it out. Pushpinadventures.com/virgin. Man, it is awesome. I got to say that's a real blessing that we picked up two additional sponsors, the CTC ME Mortgage, as well as Pushpin Adventures. I do not take it lightly. I thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to do an awesome partnership because it's going to be fantastic. This is just getting started. We're going to do a lot more. In fact, you guys can look forward to next week, me having a lot more things to post up regarding both our sponsors. Let me go ahead and work on that. Definitely make sure you guys work on yours, and definitely there on social media too. Pushpinadventures.com, CTC ME Mortgage. Definitely like, subscribe, and a lot more here on the Allen Alford Sports Talk Show. But yes, welcome to both of them on the team. It's going to be great, great, great. Trust me. So we're going to move forward now and a lot more to discuss. So in the NFL, we're going to talk some NFL news now. And that NFL news is none other than the fact that Stefon Diggs got traded. He got traded. And you know what? I've said this once, I've said it 1,000 times. I really respect Stefon Diggs' game. I really do. But I feel as if this is yet another example of a wide receiver gone delusional. Okay, what I mean by that is this. In Stefon Diggs' mind, Josh Allen is supposed to force feed him the football so the Buffalo Bills will win, and win the Super Bowl and win every game you can think of because they're force feeding the ball to none other than Stefon Diggs, number 14. Again, you might be a fantastic wide receiver, but they cannot throw you and force feed you the ball all day long. It is delusional to think that if you have a football team, your quarterback can just force feed you the ball every play, and because they do that, you and the whole team's going to be rewarded with a win. It does not work that way. Football is a team game. First and foremost, once the playoff starts, typically Stefon Diggs is going to get double teamed, or at least not double teamed, somebody on top of him. So he's not going to be able to run and get a ball, take it to the house. He's going to be challenged usually by two defenders. and they're going to give him tight coverage. That's what they should do. Now, during the regular season, of course, they're not going to cover you as tight. They're going to, be a little bit more lax. Not all games are like that, but you can afford to do that a little bit in the regular season. Come playoff time, yards are at a premium. You can't just force feed the ball to somebody. Even if you are King Henry, you can't force feed the ball all the time. That's why it's a team game. Josh Allen has to run out the pocket. He has to hand the ball off. He has to throw it to his other receivers. And he also has to throw it to you. He has to mix up the offensive attack. You cannot just force feed one player. It is delusional and selfish to think you just keep force feeding me, self-absorbed thinking we're going to win. That's not how it works. And that's what got Stefon Diggs traded. This, you could tell what's happening. He's being annoying, demanding for the football. It's been going on for some time now. And the Bills came to a point where it said, it's not worth having him anymore. The reason why they kept them dealing with all that before, because they felt as if he was worth it. Now the headaches and the drama is superseded what they feel they're getting in return. Hence, you get traded. And that's what's happening here. You know, as if you can be a great wide receiver. And I've known some and I've seen some. You gotta understand you can't just force feed the ball to anybody over and over and over again. You have to spread the ball out. And that's why Stefon Diggs is moving on. And that's why they're trading him. And, you know, I give Buffalo credit. They put up for it for a while, but now it just got too much. And it's a shame because if Stefon Diggs would have just stayed cool, he could have been a lifelong Bull, Bills player retired as a Bill. That would have been really cool for him to bounce back from Minnesota to go to Buffalo and be retired, with the Bills would have been pretty outstanding. But it's not going to be because of self-absorbed, delusional thinking. And you find this in a lot of wide receivers. They have a big game where they get a lot of touches. They start feeling themselves. They think that's just how it is all the time. They get all the grabs, all the touches. They start vocalizing when they don't get the ball 15 times plus a game. It usually ends this way. It goes bad. Can't force feed you. Can't force it. So other things going on around the league, I want to give you guys a bonus to discuss that. Angel Reese and Bronny James both are leaving college to go pro. And I definitely wanted to give you guys my insight on this. I do feel as if both Angel Reese and Bronny James could have benefited from a technique, experience, and learning for sticking around for another year. Both of them. But I do think Angel Reese probably not as much as Bronny James. I think Angel Reese is more NBA ready, or WNBA, beg your pardon, WNBA ready than Bronny James for the NBA. I feel as if Angel Reese is more along in her game. She could have benefited from another year of learning techniques, technical attributes of her game. I do think that, but I think she's more ready for the WNBA game than I think Bronny James is for the NBA game. And the reason why I say it because, it's no disrespect to Bronny James. It's no disrespect to LeBron James. I just don't feel as if it wasn't for the name on the back of the jersey, yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know. I do feel as if Bronny James is getting the hookup because of the name on the back of his jersey. Because I don't see him being a high draft pick. I think he should have stuck around for another year to get more experience, build up the resume more, build up the learning more and the technique more, and then go the year after. I know he's trying, and I know his dad wants him to play with him. I know that's a motivation there, but I don't feel as if Bronny James did not have that name on the back of his jersey. No, I don't know if he gets picked or drafted at all to be in the NBA. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't think he gets picked at all. If he does get picked, he's one of the late picks. I just don't see it. But because of the name on the back and who his dad is, he's probably going to get a pretty decent draft pick. Not one of the top 10s, but I think somewhere in probably the top 20, 25. Somebody will pick him up because of the name. So it's not what you know a lot of times in life, it's who you know. But props, I definitely wish the busted of the both of luck and success. I definitely do think Angel Reese is farther along. I would have liked to see her stick around for another year, even if she didn't get a championship, just for the technical attribute of her game. But I think she's smart enough that she can learn that stuff on the fly. She feels if she's ready. So you got to learn somehow. So props to both of them. And I apologize, but you will not be able to hear from Aaron tonight. That wasn't by design. It's just that, unfortunately, the blog talk did not work today, and it does not allow us to have incoming calls. So, great thing I have the backup, which is the YouTube. So we're doing that tonight. But we are going to reschedule with Aaron. We're going to talk about Hank Aaron and a lot of baseball. And unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, that will not happen tonight. And in fact, let me see here if Aaron has something for me to say on the air. Yes. Yes. So definitely it is unfortunate, but we will get back up there again. We'll have Aaron come on the show. I definitely wanted to say, man, I did go to chance while I was in Texas to go to a Texas Rangers game. And I did see where Alex Rodriguez said the 5 ballparks and stadiums that he thought was the coolest and the best. I was a bit surprised that he did not have the Texas Ranger Stadium on his list. You guys got to watch his little video. I don't want to spoil which 5 he did say, but I would say, just the one thing he did not say was the Texas Rangers. That is a magnificent ballpark. I was very, very impressed by that ballpark, and they had a lot of nice statues outside the ballpark. Inside was really cool. I just thought it was, man, it was. I love the tall ceiling and just like the nitro light coming in. It was cool. You have to kind of come out there and see it yourself. They shoot fireworks when home run is hit. It was a cool stadium, the Texas Rangers Stadium, and go check it out. I was impressed. I'll put up those pictures too, and so that's my goal is to get the Rock video out along with those Texas Rangers pictures. I got a nice surprise for you too. I did do something really cool, and you baseball fans gonna love this. You know what? You got to stay tuned. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let you guys see it yourself. But yes, definitely check out the Texas Rangers Stadium. Really cool. I got a chance to see the ceremony of them giving out the World Series rings. It was awesome. I did not cover media on the event because I had done the UFL game. It was too late for me to kind of put it in for the Texas Rangers. The Texas Rangers kind of like a bonus. It was right next door, and now I know if I go to try to get to do the other one. But that's in the works. But definitely check out the Texas Rangers Stadium. I definitely recommend it. It was a really cool experience. And also, you know, I did something really cool this just the other day. This is awesome, man. I tell you, it was one of those things where, for those who don't know, I had gotten a chance to interview Sinisa Super Bad Estrada about 2.5, 3 years ago. It was a long time ago. And we set up this interview with her manager, which was really cool. And I did a Zoom interview. And when I did the Zoom interview, I think she had an event to go to later in the day. But during our Zoom interview, she didn't go on camera, So I was like, a little disappointed because I know if we would have went on camera, she would have definitely remembered and recognized me, you know. But I definitely remember her. So she was going to be here in Tampa, Florida, which was really cool For those who don't know, Sinisa Superbad Estrada lives all in the West Coast of California. For her to come all the way to the East Coast and be right here in Tampa, Florida, it was too great of an opportunity for me to pass on by. And literally, where the Florida State Fairgrounds is less than 15 minutes away. It's about 13, 14 minutes away from me. So it was just too great of an opportunity. But the only kicker for me was that I was not going to be there early. The event started at 7:30. I like to be an event that starts at 7:30, no later than 6:45, 7 o'clock. Not only was I not going to be there at 6:45, 7 o'clock, I wasn't going to even be there at 7:30. I was going to be there closer to 9 between because basically wasn't available till 8:30. So I knew that, I was going to be there closer to 9. And I was like, man, I was a little worried because, like, man, can't believe that. Timing be as it may, I couldn't get there any earlier. And not only that, I said, timing be as it may, I would have tried to get there earlier, but I couldn't. So I came in a lot later to an event than I normally would. I felt very uncomfortable, but I said, hey, I got to make the most of it. I got to make this effort count. It worked out great because I showed up there around 9. About 5 minutes later, I was looking around for her, seeing where she's at. And I looked about 5, 7 minutes later, her friend's being introduced. And I was like, all right. And I saw her at the stage, at the ring. I was like, all right, I got a shot. She's in the building. I'm in the building. I got a shot. I have an opportunity. So my goal was to get a picture with her. I didn't get that video like, when we did a Zoom. And I had to go ahead and put the effort in. So I basically, she was on the left side. I was on the right side where my ticket was. So I had to go all the way around the ring to the other side. But lo and behold, I was able to get the picture with her. I did a selfie type picture. I took a picture of and her, and it was really cool. But then I did a selfie picture. Selfie picture came out pretty good. It came out all right. It wasn't bad. I would give it, and me being a photographer for a selfie quick picture, I would give it a 7, 7.5. But to me, I was like, if I could do it again, I would rather I give somebody my camera, they take a picture so I could have got a nicer picture with her. It was decent. If I had no other picture opportunity to get with her that night, I would have just posted it up. But me being the guy I am, I wanted a nicer picture. So lo and behold, the event was over. I thought she had still got the back door or left already, because after a friend fought, there was 2 more fights after that. So I was thinking, all right, she probably just still got the back door, with a friend. And I was like, you know what? She probably dipped out. So, you know, thank you so much for that great comment. I appreciate that. Let me just say thank you. All right. I greatly appreciate it. Yes. Yes. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Definitely. That's awesome. So, yeah, I definitely went ahead and let me just go ahead and switch this to boxing here because we're talking about boxing now. I got a picture with her. I was like, it's decent. I would have liked to get a nicer picture, but it was the best I could get at the time. Lo and behold, the event is over. They turn on the lights. Now it's nice and bright. And I was like, hey, now if I'd have got a picture with her in the selfie, it would have been a lot better because it was dark before. And I saw Paulie Malignaggi. I was like, yo, let me get a picture with him. I took a picture with him, took some other great pictures. And then lo and behold, I was, eaching my way out. And there she was talking to her friends. And I waited on the side, got a much better picture with her. That picture is an 11 out of 10. The other one was a 7.5. So I put up the 11. It was a great picture. Now the lights were on. It was just awesome. And we got the picture I wanted. I wanted a nice side-by-side picture with her, with somebody taking a picture of me with my professional camera. They did. I was very, very happy with that. And it was definitely worth the trip. I was so excited to see her. And it's just, That's one of the great things about living in Tampa, Florida, is that if you keep your ear to the ground, at some point, somebody who you're a fan of, a celebrity, somebody on YouTube, they will visit Tampa, Florida at some point. Just keep your ear to the ground and just keep paying attention. And before you know it, they'll come. That's the great thing about Tampa, is that it's a place where people love to visit. If you pay attention, keep your ear to the ground, they're going to be right here in Tampa. Worst case scenario, Orlando. And even though Miami's here, Tampa and Orlando love, a lot of people love to visit those two areas. So I don't even think you need to go to Miami to go meet someone. Have I? I went to Miami for some events and it's great, but I feel as if there's enough going on here in Tampa and Orlando that if you keep your ear to the ground, somebody that you know or admire will come to one of those two cities right there. And she did. She came to Tampa. It was great and it was awesome. I got to give props, and I got to give props to a few people too. I got to make sure I don't forget, but props to BYB Extreme. Definitely that's BYB Extreme Bare Knuckle for hosting that event. Props also to Agnesa Kirakosian. She was the one who is a great friend of Sinisa Subatistrada. She was the person who Sinisa came down to support and come out and, you know, come from California to Florida for. So that was awesome. And that was really, really cool. I'm glad that I went to that event. I've never been to full disclosure, I've never been to a bare knuckle boxing event. Boxing is about the most, I would say, violent sport that I can pretty much handle. Some UFC, I'll watch just a little snippet of it. It's just, it gets too gore for me. Everybody's different. Bare knuckle was on that level for me too extreme. So I had made an exception because of the Sinisa Super Bad Strata, and I'm glad I did because it was great. It wasn't as gore as I thought it was going to be. Yes, there was some bloodshed and stuff like that, but it wasn't as, at least this night, wasn't as crazy as most sometimes you see. So I was thankful for that. It's a bit more than what I could stomach. If it's more extreme fighting, I'm a man of peace. It is what it is. So boxing about the most violent that I can usually stand. So this was out of my comfort zone, but I'm glad I went because it was a great event. It was really cool. Everybody got along good. No fights in the stands. It was great. And most importantly, got a chance to get that picture of Sinisa Subbat Estrada. And it was crazy because I was rooting for her the whole time on social media, even saying, "You got this." And then lo and behold, I kept my ear to the ground. She's coming to Tampa. I had to come out. And I'm glad I did. And even though I was late for my terms of what I would normally be, I was glad that I stuck around late past the event. It was awesome. And I did also want to tell you guys, too, that keep your ears open. The next thing that's going to happen is the Louisiana Voodoo. They're having their kickoff game April 27th in Louisiana. I unfortunately will not be able to attend that event. It conflicts with another event I am going to. I am going to be actually the EMC. This was booked out 3 months ago, maybe even more than 3 months ago, for me to be the EMC of the GG Tampa, Florida, GG Gigi's Playhouse, Tampa, Florida. I'm going to be the EMC of the 5K run. So get your tickets for the 5K run. I, yours truly will be the EMC yet again, which I got to post that up too. See, sometimes you get backed up. I got to post it up too. Get your tickets for that. That is coming up on April 27th. I will be there. I'll be the EMC. And that's the reason why I cannot make the first game. But, the show must go on. The show must go on. So definitely, I wanted to go ahead and thank CTC MB Mortgage for being our brand new sponsor. Again, you need the keys to that home. You need a refinance. You need to get, you don't have a big down payment. Don't worry. Kurt McCray, give him a call, text him 346 527 7564. Don't wait. Give him a call. Talk to him. He'll work it out with you. If you feel you want to do things a little differently, go to ctcmemortgage.com. Thank you, CTCME Mortgage, our show sponsor. So that's ctcmemortgage.com. Definitely check them out. And thank you again to Pushpin Adventures. Hey, you want to go ahead and get away, need a travel agent, want to take that cruise, want to take that flight, want to take your significant other on a nice trip destination, check out pushpinadventures.com/virgin, pushpinadventures.com/virgin, or you can call Monique 626-838-1006, 626-838-1006. Definitely. And to round out the show, we've got to thank our another great sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. So definitely check out Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce at 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. If you can't come down to Tampa, that's okay. Visit him at flbbqsauce.com. And it's flbbqsauce.com. Let's go ahead and play that Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce song right now.
Comes in four varieties, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Florida gold honey mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage. Classic taste for chicken steak tips. A hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
Oh man, I was on mute this whole time. So let me back that up. So thank you again for Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, so delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Feel free to go ahead and check out Chef G's right there, 301 South 22nd Street, Tampa, Florida. And again, if you want to go ahead and sign Sam Scola, thank you, Sam Scola, songwriter Sam Scola and his wife Mary. Definitely check them out right there. Sam Scola songs are available on YouTube and Spotify. And if you want to sign them, sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Again, it's sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Sing along with Sam at gmail.com. Thank you guys. And definitely reach out at Facebook. It's Facebook at Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Follow us on Instagram, Alan Alford _ Twitter at Alan Alford. Thank you so much for watching a great episode of the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. I want to thank all of our great sponsors, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce, CTC, ME Mortgage, and Pushpin Adventures. Make sure you guys support all three of them. Make sure you don't forget to check them out. Again, I'll put their websites on, CTC, ME Mortgage. Thank you so much. And then Pushpin Adventures, definitely pushpinadventures.com/virgin. You need to get away. Go ahead and check out pushpinadventures.com/virgin or call Monique at 626-838-1006 or Kurt McCrae 346-527-7564. And next week, hopefully the call-in number will be back online. Our live call-in number is 516-418-5572. Again, that's 516-418-5572. So that brings us to the end of another great episode of the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone, 8:30 p.m. CST time. So until we meet again, be blessed, be well, take care of yourself, and I'm going to play and end out the song with another great Sam Scola songs right here. It's the end of the show. Thank you, guys. Be blessed, be well. Take care for now.
It's the end of the show. Let's thank all the fans before we go. It's the end of the show. The Alan Alford Sports Talk Radio Show. Thanking our special guest. Thanking our sponsor. It's the end of the show. Tune in again for next week's show. It's the end of the show. Thanking our host before we go. It's the end of the show.